Alright guys, what is going on? My name is Pipe Bomb City and welcome to a very special video of mine, guys. I'm going to be doing the top 10 WWE Superstars of 2016, guys. It's been a rough year for pretty much everything else except pro wrestling. This year, guys, we've had plenty of great matches, plenty of great moments, tons of new talent, tons of pushes, tons of new champs. And it's just been great, guys. So pretty much, this video is not going to cover tag teams. I'm going to be doing tag teams in a separate video, and this doesn't count matches. I'm going to be doing a top 10 matches for WWE/NXT in a different video, guys, alright? Now, this is just the top 10 men and women in the WWE right now, guys. And let me tell you, it was pretty damn close, guys. Let's just jump into these honorable mentions real quick. But real quick, be sure to check out my Instagram at PipeBombCity and be sure to subscribe, like, and comment on this video. But as I said, honorable mentions. Now, Seth Rollins didn't make the list. Big Match John didn't make the list. Sasha Banks didn't make the list. Becky Lynch did. You get what I'm saying. Everyone on the screen was very close to making the list. You know what, man? I have good reasons why they did not, though. First of all, Seth Rollins, man, he was number 11. He was so damn close. And I know I know that's what Culture did, but I'm serious, man. It was between Rollins and number 10. And I just thought, well, number 10, you know what, man? But Seth Rollins, he was gone half the year. So it was hard, and I just am not buying into this damn babyface run he's been doing. So it's been very difficult for me to buy into this whole thing that he's been doing. But even though it was great when he was a heel for a little bit and he came back, and I like the little WWE 24 thing they did in the network, and he had his redemption, that was cool. And he won the fucking title at Money in the Bank, and that was great. You know, and he's still one of the best damn in-ring workers in the entire world right now. But the problem, though, his babyface run combined with his just... he wasn't there until Extreme Rules, you know, so that's the reason why Rollins came in late. Enzo and Cass have been literally over as fuck since they debuted with that Dudley Boys segment. They literally have got one of the loudest pops each damn night on Raw since they debuted, and it's literally been incredible. And they're so great in the ring, and it's like amazing because I feel like they're one of the few teams who really just are like... It's very interesting because they're one of the few teams where it feels like they're their own identities, but yet they work so well together. Now, also, guys, again, I will be making a top 10 tag team video. There's one team in the honorable mentions, and there's one team in the top 10. But pretty much I'm going to be doing a whole other video later on just dedicated to the top 10 tag teams of 2016. All right, guys. So those guys are just in it, you know, because I didn't think about that while I was making the list. But whatever, you know, so Enzo and Cass are here. Roman Reigns, I was gonna almost put Roman on the list. Honestly, I really was. As you may know, I despise Roman. Roman fans, calm down. Holy shit. Every time I hate on this guy, I swear, someone threatens to end my life. Roman fans, calm down, okay? The reason... But, you know what, I made a resolution. In 2017, I'm going to give Reigns a bigger chance to prove himself to me. But the reason Reigns almost made the list, and he's an honorable mention, I will give him the fact that he has improved a lot. And he did step down from his big main event scene. He stepped down to the U.S. title, and I can appreciate that, even though he's competing for the Universal title, whatever. But the main reason he almost made the list, he's improved a lot, man. Not necessarily on the mic, but in the ring, I feel like he's gotten a lot better. So and I just feel like he's been in some good matches. You know, so I got to give him that. And then we got Big Match John. Cena was the reason why Cena didn't make the list, man. You know what, man? The promos are there, and his in-ring work is there. But the reason, man, really... And the crowd hasn't even shit on Cena that much this year. And, again, that's probably because he hasn't been here most of the year. He only had 4 pay-per-view matches, and for that reason, I gotta kick Cena off the top 10, you know? Samoa Joe is one of the 2... Well, maybe 3. I mean, depending on how you're considering things later on. Is one of the 2 NXT superstars to make the list, pretty much, guys. But he really didn't. Honorable mention. He had a great rival with Balor. First ever 2-time NXT champion. And it's just been, he's putting on great matches down there. And I can't wait till he debuts on the main roster. And the 2 women's champions, Becky and Sasha. Now, Becky almost made the list. You know, first ever SmackDown Live women's champion. And at the beginning, the reason I almost did, guys... At the beginning of the year, I didn't like Becky Lynch. I didn't like her at all. And at the end of the year, I said, wow, I love Becky Lynch. So I will give her that. She's good in the ring. She's good on the mic. And she has a huge, dedicated fan base on Instagram. Holy fuck, man. Y'all are some creeps out there. And Sasha Banks, of course, almost made the list. I couldn't put her on it, though, man. I just... yeah, 3 times women's champion. She put her heart out, but the gimmick was not there for me. And yeah, she made history in the women's, and I will give her that. She was number 12. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Rollins was 11. Sasha was 12. It was just hard for me, man. But I couldn't put her on the list, knowing that there were like people that just did more, you know. And yeah, she's gonna be remembered in years when women's wrestling becomes an even bigger thing. And she has made history with Charlotte, but I can't put her on the list, man, because really I just haven't bought into the gimmick, and she missed a few months. And I understand, you know, injuries and shit, but sorry to her fans, but I just couldn't put her on the list. Now, finally, to the top 10. Number 10 may come as a shock because, again, this man topped Rollins and Reigns and Cena. This is Bray Wyatt. Bray fucking Wyatt? How is Bray Wyatt number 10? Now, listen to me, alright? Ever since... Well, you know what? Let's go back. Since the beginning of 2016, right? He really has just... at the beginning, he had that feud with Brock Lesnar, and he was just... and then at WrestleMania, he had that horrible segment with The Rock, and it was like... And man, it was just... and then the brand split came, and everybody thought he would be doomed, but literally, the reason that Bray Wyatt has made the top 10... First of all, he's the SmackDown Live Tag Team Champion. And second of all, man, I've loved Wyatt since he debuted. He's been an inspiration. And I bet you're saying, well, how the fuck is Bray Wyatt? You know what, man, that's personal shit. I don't need any of your hate, alright? But Bray Wyatt, man, he really is, just ever since the brand split happened, he's been one of the top names of SmackDown Live. And really, man, some of the feuds he's done on that program, some of the rivalries, some of the matches that he's had this year, I truly do believe Bray Wyatt deserves to be number 10. I don't care what none of y'all say. That's just my opinion, man. But I swear, ever since SmackDown Live happened, Bray Wyatt has been on a roll, and I believe in 2017 is going to be a huge year for him. Number 9, Finn Balor. Now, the reason that my man Finn Balor is so low on the list is because he got injured and unfortunately had to miss the later part of the year. Also, he was in NXT for pretty much the other part of the year, so it was hard for me to put him above. It was really close between number 8 and number 7 and Balor. But I swear, man, if he didn't get injured, he still would have been the Universal Champion right now, pretty much. I think he would have. He's seriously a great talent, but unfortunately he got injured, and unfortunately he was in NXT, which is fine. You know, he did some great shit, but the main roster really had some good mashups for him, and it's a missed opportunity. But you know, man, everything happens for a reason. He's going to come back in 2017 and be better than ever. But at SummerSlam, he had a great match. First ever Universal Champion. Again, unfortunately got injured. That night on Raw, the first Raw after the brand split, and then literally they got the new stage and the new ropes, and they introduced this young cat, Finn Balor. I sound like Michael Hayes, young cat. This man, Finn Balor, they introduced this man right here, and then it's just been like, wow. I was so shocked that he won his Fatal 4-Way and then went on to beat Roman Reigns to go face Rollins for the Universal title at SummerSlam and then fucking wins. It's really his main roster run, although it was short this year, it was great. You know what I'm saying? And again, for that, Balor, I tip my demon cap to you. You know that little fucking demon thing he wears on his head? That's what I'm talking about. Number 8, Shinsuke Nakamura. This was tough between Balor and Nakamura for number 8. But Nakamura, even though, as I said, Balor, one of the reasons he was lower was because he was in NXT. Nakamura has been the face of NXT pretty much as soon as he got there. He put on one of my absolute favorite matches of the year with Sami Zayn. The emotions I felt during that match. I didn't know who Nakamura was, and as soon as he did that match with Zayn at TakeOver Dallas, one of the finest pro wrestling matches I've ever seen. If you guys want to see how that match ranks above my top 10 matches of 2016, I don't know, maybe you can check out the video coming out soon. But whatever, man, you know, Nakamura, though, has really, NXT is great. It really is great, and it's seriously one of the best things WWE has to offer, or I should say Triple H has to offer, because WWE is just a whole fucking different thing. If the creative team and all the other talent, it's just weird shit happened in NXT, it would be the same. You might as well still call it FCW. But the things that they've done down there is truly phenomenal. It really is. And unfortunately, this year has been like less of a big year for that brand. although the wrestling's still great, the programs are still great, and everybody still fucking loves it, and now it's on even bigger mainstream. I don't even think they're competing in, like, the small arena in Orlando anymore, which I don't like. I like that smaller environment, and now they're competing in, like, bigger arenas. I don't like that, man, but that's what they're doing. But the problem is just Nakamura has been the face of that. And unfortunately, since it has been lower, there's like, it's just such missed opportunities. Like, if he was down in NXT with Owens and Zayn and Neville and all those guys, he would have been great, man. But he still is great, and he had great matches with Joe, and he's going to face Bobby Roode soon in day before Royal Rumble, and it's going to be great. And for Nakamura, holding that role of NXT champion, two-time NXT champion, and being the face of that company for months now, Nakamura has made number 8. Going into number 7 here, Dean Ambrose. Now, how in fuck's name did Dean Ambrose? I mean, I'm not personally that fond of Renee's baby daddy, Dean Ambrose. How did he make number 7? Now, let me talk about this. This is not a fan favorite list. Man, this is not my top 10 favorite WWE Superstars of 2016. This is the top 10 best WWE Superstars of 2016. Even though if this was a top 10 favorite, Ambrose wouldn't have even made the fucking honorable mentions. I'm not that big of a fan of his in-ring style, and the gimmick has gotten a little bit dry to me. The man won the Money in the Bank. I know all of you forgot because he had it for about an hour. WWE World Champion, proved everybody wrong and kept it more than just one pay-per-view. Intercontinental Champion, put on some damn good matches this year, and it's just really he's been on a roll, man. When he had that match at Fastlane, he had the Intercontinental title match with Owens in January, and then at WrestleMania. WrestleMania was the downside, though, because with Brock Lesnar and blah, 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 blah. But then, you know what, man? It's just, he's been putting on some decent stuff, and I'll give that to him. And that Shield triple threat match was one of my favorite matches this year, man. So, you know what, man? Ambrose, I may not personally be a fan of you, and I believe you belong in a straitjacket in the Indies, but still, I will give you the number 7 spot due to all of his accomplishments and being in some phenomenal frickin' matches. Getting into number 6, the only tag team that made the top 10. Again, I'll be making a separate tag team list later. It's the New Day right now. New Day is not... Well, they might be. I gotta fucking make the list. But in New Day... I don't think they're the best team of 2016. You'll just have to wait and see for the list, man. But New Day, man, just broke Demolition's record. And despite people, I'm one of those people who was hating on them towards the end of their tag team title, being like, oh, just give them the titles. This was around in like July, and I was like, just get rid of the titles. And then they brought up, like, ooh, they might break the record. I was like, all right, break the record and then get rid of the titles. And you know what, man, I'll give my props. That's what they did. They lost the titles a week after they broke the record. So I'll give them that. But they have been entertaining, man. They have. They literally... This is how I look at it. There were 3 guys. Xavier was doing, like, disco gimmick with R-Truth. Big E was just a bland musclehead. And Kofi was just, ooh, I do flips. And really just 3 guys who had potential within them, but just nobody wanted to bring it out. They were a tag team given a shitty gospel positivity gimmick, like some shit you'd say on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And then it was just like, oh my god. They completely turned it around. They are 2-time tag team champions, the longest reigning tag team champions. They've been in some great matches, some great segments, and they're just family friendly product. And you know what, man, I don't mean like PG. I mean like they're just so like satisfying, man, because they're wholeheartedly entertaining, and you could go and lay back on your couch and you could turn on the TV and you could just watch New Day, unless you're mentally depressed, at any time of the day. And really, man, I laughed at some of those damn promos so hard. I loved and teared. I didn't tear, but whatever. In some of those damn matches. And it's just great, man. And if New Day ever does split up, all 3 of them have very bright futures ahead of them. Getting into the top 5, Charlotte. Now, Charlotte ranked pretty high on some the other people's list. But I think making number 5 is pretty damn good for me. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I've told you this before. I ain't no sexist. But at the beginning of the year, I was like, what is the big deal with women's wrestling? But I truly believe after I saw that triple threat match at WrestleMania, I was like, so that's what people are freaking out about. I understand now. And it really made it easier once they relinquished that delinquent Divas title. I hated it. I know that some people didn't mind it and a lot of people freaking hated it, but I was one of those people. I despised that title. And it just added this whole new meaning when they got that new title. Now, you know what, man? This is just, it's interesting to me because Charlotte is my favorite. And again, I tried not to be biased, man. I also said Sasha didn't make the list and, oh, I don't like Sasha that much. But even so, you gotta look at some of the other people's fucking lists. And I guarantee Charlotte made the list and Sasha didn't for most of those damn lists. Again, that's just I'm just telling y'all the facts. Charlotte is the greatest and also one of the greenest. If you really look at it, she's been wrestling for not that long. She only started, I believe it was 4 or 5 years ago. I believe. And that's so damn impressive. That's about as long as Roman Reigns has been wrestling. And Charlotte has just taken women's wrestling and the women's title and just all this shit to a whole nother level. I love her on the mic. I love her in the ring. She's got the great look. She's just got the great personality. Man, 2015 Charlotte was completely different. You know what, man? Because 2015 Charlotte, even though I believe she was starting to turn as a heel towards the end of 2015, she was just completely different, man. She's fully bought into this heel gimmick now. She's so damn great, and really it's impressive how quickly she's adapted to the business, how quickly she's become so damn good in and out of the ring. It really is impressive, man, if you really look at it. So I'm gonna give Charlotte this number 5 spot, man. She truly did deserve it. I would make the woo sound, but no, I'm good. Number 4 coming in as The Miz. The Miz is a fucking god, and if you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you. Shut up. The Miz is the great... He's just so damn good. He's one of the faces of Team SmackDown Live. Well, I don't know why I said Team SmackDown Live. He's one of the faces of SmackDown Live. He might not be on all the posters and all that shit, but he is one of the most hated... I think he is the most hated man in the WWE. You could say, oh, Chris Jericho. Everybody loves Chris Jericho. You could say, oh, AJ Styles. AJ Styles gets chanted his own name each and every night. There really is no greater heel than The Miz right now. He gets hated every fucking time he's out there. He has made me claim his title of the word savage about 200 fucking times this year. His matches have been phenomenal. His gimmick has been phenomenal. And really, what a turnaround for The Miz. What a turnaround before this year. He has become Money in the Bank winner, United States champion, Intercontinental champion, WWE champion. He's literally done so much, but he never really... He was like CM Punk before the fucking Money in the Bank 2011 match. He got all these things. He was tag team champion too. He was the Grand Slam. He won the fucking Grand Slam award because he literally has won every single fucking championship. Now, he's... It's truly phenomenal. He was given all this stuff, and it was like, well, still, what's the big deal? He has almost beat Chris Jericho's record of most Intercontinental title reigns. And really, again, he's flipped it completely around in one short year. Where everyone was like, oh, what's the big deal about The Miz? And then everyone say, boo, I fucking hate you, Miz. Ever since this damn Hollywood gimmick came in, everyone was like, oh, God, here we go, another thing with The Miz. And ever since Sandow left, Miz has been in his own league. And yeah, I was saying, oh, if you love him so much, why is he number 4? I don't know. I think he should be number 3 now that I'm thinking about it. But I don't know, man. The Miz is the best heel in the company right now. He's so damn hated. And he almost beat number 3 and almost beat number 2. If I'm being quite honest with you. It was really damn tough. But I still had to go with number 3 beating this guy, number 2 beating number 3. We'll get to that. But The Miz, has earned my respect, and I'm going to continue to boo him with all the right impressions. Number 3, Chris freaking Jericho. How did Chris Jericho beat The Miz? He didn't even win the titles. The titles do not mean anything, man. And Chris Jericho, I'm not going to lie to you people, he isn't the best in the ring. He is not the best in the ring. He's a slower worker now, but god, he's pretty damn fast at 46 years old, man. But seriously though, Jericho is truly just phenomenal outside of the ring. His gimmick, his gear, his look, how much the fans love him, and with good reason. He's completely turned my... Chris Jericho was one of my favorites when I started watching wrestling. And then in 2014 and 2015, I was like, no, Jericho, I do not like you anymore. But then this year, oh my god, dude. After he turned on AJ Styles, best thing that ever could have happened to him. He's truly... redeemed himself, if you know what I'm saying. Because he was going down a path where it was like, he's become one of those older guys like Goldust and shit, and he has no purpose anymore, but he completely turned it around. He had a good rivalry, he was alright with Dean Ambrose, but really, just himself. That was the most impressive part about him, man. But he was so damn entertaining. I believe he was most entertaining after Money in the Bank. Dude, I swear, man, July, August, September, October, and November, Jericho's promos and the list, even though the list, I'm not too big a fan of it because it does take action away from like Owens' title and it's just a seriousness, but I still fucking love it, dude. Jericho is one of the funniest people. He is the funniest person in the company right now. He is just so... he's like Randy Orton in the ring. Randy, everyone says, oh, he's so fluent, he does it so smooth. That's what Jericho does personality-wise. It's so and it feels so natural and real, and he means every single word of it. And for that, Jericho, man, deserves... in my opinion, again, he isn't the best worker. He isn't in the top 15 best workers of 2016. Maybe even the not top 20. But his personality alone and some of the moments and segments he's been in and the meaning he's had to Raw after the brand split has just been phenomenal. Getting into phenomenal, number 2 is not AJ Styles. It's Kevin Owens, guys. Kevin Owens, man. The Universal Champion deserves to be number 2. He really does. He's been in so many great matches. His rivalry with Zayn. I wasn't a fan of the Rollins one, man, but Dean Ambrose. The WrestleMania ladder match was one of my favorites of 20. It was one of my top 3 favorite matches of 2016. That damn ladder match with Zayn versus Nakamura being number 1 or 2. No, 3 or 2. Shut up. It made the top 3. Whatever. So Owens, man, he really does deserve this. But I feel like he would have been number 1 if he had that attitude he had last year. There's just been something different about Owens, man, this year. And I don't know what it is. He's just been feeling less like... And I mean, it's great that he's been handed, like, he is the Universal Champion. He was the Intercontinental Champion. And it's great that WWE has given him this good acknowledgement and accolades. But it's just... And I'm not saying, oh, Kevin Owens wins the title and now no one likes him because Kevin Owens doesn't deserve titles. He should just be a great pro wrestler and he doesn't need titles and it doesn't feel right on him. Of course it does. I wanted Owens to have all these fucking championships and accolades and I'm so happy they did it. It just feels... As much as I love Jericho and Owens because them together is so great, I feel like it just hurt Owens a bit. And that's what heels do. Heels are supposed to cheat to win and this and that. But unlike when Rollins was champion, Rollins once every 3 or 4 pay-per-view or title matches that he defended, he did it on his own. Owens has had the title since August, and he hasn't done anything on his own. It's always been with Jericho and them. And man, dude, and Triple H not even being there, it's just like, it does take its toll. And I get it, man, heels are supposed to do that. I'm one of the biggest believers of that, but it's really hard when you got a guy like AJ Styles, who is a heel, but he really has never cheated to win. He just kind of does it, you know, on his own, and that builds up his credibility. And that's the problem with Owens. It really was. I'm not even going to lie to you guys. You all know who fucking number one's going to be. I brought him up 20 times. And I find it ironic that the Universal Champion and World Champion are going to be 1 and 2 here. But the reason that the World Champ beat the Universal Champ, I'm going to try to, even though y'all know who it is, I'm trying to avoid his name. The difference, I think Owens would have been number 1. Because he really has had a great year. But I believe the reason Owens is number 2, there's just been something lacking. And I don't know what it is. That I can't put a proper word on it, but something has been missing from him. Still great in the ring. One of the best in-ring workers. One of the best on the fucking mic. One of the best personalities. One of the best... You get it. Owens has it all, but the man who just had a little bit more than he did was number 1, AJ Styles. That's right, number 2 was the Universal Champion and number 1 was the World Champion. I swear I did not do that on purpose. I wasn't like, ooh, let's have the World Champion and Universal Champion be 1 and 2. Ooh. No. That's what Vince would have done if he wrote this. But I wrote this, man. And I find it convenient that that happened, but it just did. They literally are the 2 best, in my opinion, in the damn company right now. Owens as the face of Raw and Styles as the face of SmackDown. What bad moment has Styles had this year? You could say Owens has had bad moments, and you could say it about number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 20, 18. All these other people, you could say they've had at least one bad moment this year. But what has Styles done? Wrong, really. He had his great feud with Cena. He made Roman Reigns look like a real pro wrestler and very credible. He had his amazing, and one of my favorite moments of 2016 when Styles entered that Royal Rumble. He had his first WrestleMania. He's just, this whole thing. This is literally, he's not even 365 days into his WWE career, and yet he is number 1. This is the year of AJ Styles. Literally, I've seen on so many lists on Instagram and YouTube. Fucking What Culture did it. AJ Styles was number 1. This is the year of AJ Styles, and I love it because everyone kept saying, ooh, like before Royal Rumble, ooh, I don't even know if Styles is gonna be in the WWE. And once he was, they're like, ooh, I don't know if they're even gonna push him in the WWE. And once he beat Cena and won the WWE World title, they're like, oh, so I guess he did do it. It's like, literally, no one thought that this... I remember, man, when he came out during Cena's promo, and it was like Cena and Styles, and it was like, ooh, ah, and this amazing moment. Everyone was literally exploding on the internet. Like, oh, here's John Cena's next burial victim. He beat him in every pay-per-view match he faced him in. Styles is 3-0 against John Cena, and everyone thought he was going to get buried by him. And then he went on to, again, win the WWE World title. And the only bad thing, I know I said that there's nothing wrong, but really, he played his role. But the thing I don't like is the James Ellsworth thing. I don't like that at all. But really, he played his role so well, and even that, you get a guy who has like no chin, and he has, and you put him in with these goofy matches, and you make Styles still not look like shit. It's incredible, man. So for that, I gotta give Styles the number 1 spot. It truly has been a phenomenal year for him. Please don't unsubscribe because I just said that. Thank you all so very much for watching my top 10 WWE Superstars of 2016. I will be making a top 10 matches of 2016 video, a top 10 tag teams of 2016 video. And due to a lack of women on the roster right now, I will not be doing a top 10 women. I just counted them in with the superstars here because really it should not be separate. We're all superstars, man. And maybe I'll do a top 10 moments of 2016, but I don't think so. The reason why I'm making all these videos, guys, is because finals are over. The break is here. I'm going to be making a ton of videos in the next 2 weeks, guys. Hopefully you all enjoy. This has been Pipe Bomb City. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Tell me what you think your top 10 WWE Superstars of 2016 were. Who had the best matches, the best moments, the best charisma, the best promos. Tell me in the comments below. Thank you so very much for watching. Be sure to check out my Instagram at Pipe Bomb City. Subscribe, like, and comment on this video. This has been Pipe Bomb City, and I will see you all next time.